evening. My name is Vidya Sadanandan, and the time, oh no, today is the 17th of March 2026, and the time is 6:37 p.m. And the area of the body you will be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style. Wait, do I need to get to um, except with the video? I'm just wondering because that would be a little more action, yeah, visible action. But I just, oh, put some effort, got this going. All right, now we will just continue this. If you'd like to see the video of this, I recommend going to my YouTube at Meristem Intelligence 850, all small numbers 850, or on my podcast, Mighty Radio on Spotify, MITI space RADIO on Spotify with the video upload. So I'm recording this with the actions on Zoom and then uploading it on this. So you would see some visible. Yeah, now. Best use of available resources or yeah. So speaking what needs to be said, there is a communication, and with practice comes the just enough delivery, I suppose. Yeah. Practice makes content a little more precise, so to speak. The area of body you will be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the region of the shoulders, which is the uppermost portion of the forearm. So I've divided the body into 41 parts, 40 of them into four parts. No, 40 parts into four parts each. And the shoulders is the first part of the upper arms, with the elbows being the fourth part. Okay? So shoulders, we're not talking in terms of the thorax, but in terms of the upper arms. And to maintain the shoulders, the first part of the upper arms, we would need to pay attention to also the shoulders of the upper part of the thorax because they are one line. Yeah. And the arms don't just um, attach to the sockets along the shoulder girdles out of nowhere. So we are this is yoga. So we are integrating partial differential equations, or rather, what would otherwise be partial differential equations? You know, upper arms, boom, and then there's a trunk, and then there's a neck, and then there's a head. At the end of the day, kind of like the evening, sunset, after a hard day's work, different people standing, yeah, all kinds of stuff during the day. Also, if you've participated in the morning live, you are likely to have been a little more aware of your shoulders and what you were not aware of during other days. You would be a little more aware. So you would say ignorance is bliss? No, no. What you're not aware of could be biting your bum. Yeah, it's also called karma bites your bum, when you're not looking or not paying attention to. But when you pay attention to the fine details, fine living becomes possible because the God and the devil are the details. And when you're aware of the God and the devil, you would be able to discern rice and chaff and where better to invest in. So you have a better life over time. Yeah. So it may be painful in the beginning, but so was life when you came out of your mother's womb. Yeah, you cried and your lungs started functioning only after you came out of your mother's womb. Until then, it was a different respiration system that kept you alive. That system is still alive. It's called the breath of life. But your lungs started functioning only after coming out of your mother's womb. Yeah, and you cried. So new beginnings, like a seed coming out of the soil, is a little painful, or a chick coming out of the egg. Yeah, while it figures out the different little details, because it's a new light, it's a new day, it's a new light. Yeah, so it may be a little difficult, but awareness makes you healthier, wealthier, wiser. In a way, somebody who's ignorant and blissfully ignorant don't know what a great human body we have and would be living life or something like it. When you can be aware, and it could be apparently painful, but the life you get to live, once you get used to, okay, it's like a person who's never had a bath in a long time and then begins to start having a bath. So that's like the seed coming out of the soil into the surface, and then experiences the wind, the nice little breeze, nice little sunlight, little warm, all kinds of airs which is not there under the soil. It's a different experience. It might seem a little different, yeah, and the different could seem difficult, but so would becoming healthier, wealthier, wiser. Yeah, you may eat vegetables, but vegetables are trying to kill you. But they have their own. They are the babies of their plants, yeah, or their trees, and you're eating them up. But in you eating vegetables, you learn to stand upright. Otherwise, you would function like animals on four limbs and not have the beauty of living a humane human life and the goodness and the grace that comes with it cannot be said otherwise except by experiencing it. You have a change in class, economic class, and well, it's a different kind of discomfort. But you get to wear good clothes, eat food fit for humans, and experience connections with people, see a life which is not possible to be seen otherwise. It's called fine living. And it's not with drinking alcohol. For example, you might have to drink water, but those who drink water or the land that has some water gets better fertilized and grows crops which a desert does not know about. You could have mirages of an oasis, yeah, but you would have life or something like it and be there. We have desertification. Why do you think that's so? Because we have lots of humans who don't know what it means to be human and live a humane life. So if you're in this live, you're hearing stuff not heard anywhere else because I made that all new. Or rather, I've been thinking about it and I'm speaking it here, and you happen to hear while I'm speaking it. Yeah. Yeah. It's a one-off. It's not an everyday thing. Yeah. Which is some of the benefits of participating in my lives. Now, let's get back to the region of the shoulders. Yeah. Ooh, I'm having just fun. I'm just learning to just warm up to the good life. Yeah, now at the end of, after the day you've had and the experience of living while the sun is kind of setting, and at least in my part of the globe, the sun is kind of setting, and I'm not in Srinagar. I'm in RR Nagar, Rajarajeshwari Nagar, which is different altitude from sea level. Why does that matter? What I'm saying would be different than if I was in Srinagar. And if it doesn't matter to you about what I'm saying, you are more interested in what's happening in your part of the world, in your geodesimal location, than about what's happening in this part of the world, which would also bring you certain information about how life is lived in another part of the globe. While you have your daily activities, what I'm basically doing is doing the work of a stent. You know, in the heart or different parts of the body, if something is not functioning, you put a stent, it slightly elongates the or stretches the aperture. Yeah. So I'm slightly widening your horizon, or rather your experiential, or let's say your mouth, yeah, or your scope of seeing things, sort of. Yeah. Because what then goes into your system from a slightly dilated, it's kind of like a different kind of a workout. Yeah, you could go to the gym and exercise your muscles, but your worldview may not be able to include what's possible. I don't know another example for, like, you have the internet. You can spend the same 24 hours without watching the internet or with content from the internet. But what you get to see from participating through content on the internet is not available outside it. Yeah, because you get to hear from the world small little snippets, small bites of information, but within that same, say, 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 5 seconds, well, the amount of information that is possible to be had, mm, yeah, you can till the land, but it's a different kind of an agriculture. Yeah, your worldview getting a little more broadened. So such things are possible through Nirbeeja Yoga, or rather, when you're interacting with me. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth next. So let's get back to the shoulder. To shoulder the responsibility of having a body that's human and to live a humane life. If you wanted it simple, yeah, you could have been born as an amoeba. Yeah, that would have been a simple life. All you have to do is, oh, am I right? And put a pseudopod. If it's not stinging, if it's not hurting, then maybe we can look for it, maybe it's safe, and then you can roll your body into it. But you have a body that's human, yeah? You've already qualified for having the features of a human body and slowly having what it takes to have the complexity, information digested, had compounded in a way that it's a little complex, but that's what a human body is capable of, or human being is capable of. Handle complex information and then shoulder the responsibility of having a human head on a human shoulder connected by the neck. Yeah. That takes something. You got to stand upright because if you're going to bend, the head weight would increase, and then you wouldn't be so light. You wouldn't be so enlightened. The weight of your head would be a little too much. Then your shoulders would like to shoulder. Yeah. So if you want to be the CEO of your own company, yeah, your own enterprise, what have you, of your life, at least, okay, that's going to take a little while, but at least the work you do, yeah, that's like a CEO going and sitting and being part of an organization and being an employee. They have an asset. Your organization has an asset called you, whatever your name is. Yeah, put your name there when I'm saying you. Now, to shoulder the responsibility of being an enterprise, yeah, CEO of your own work, your own station in the whole scheme of things, we will pay attention to the upper arms, which shoulders the weight of functioning or working as a human. Because when you hug somebody, you use your arms or something about your arms or aspects about that would be even a phantom limb, but that's also how you hug somebody. Those who have arms would hug somebody that way. Yeah, those who don't have a similar experience, but would be called a hug. So you have limbs, don't have limbs, upper arms, you have a shoulder joint, you have a shoulder socket, plus or minus limbs. And you see how much of a responsibility it is. You have a body that's human, you have the ability to have a shoulder joint and to appreciate what becomes possible with what you have in your scheme of things, in your placement in the whole scheme of things. Yeah? Sad, not sad. Well, you can go through your emotions, but the fact is, you have what you have. And you can maintain the health of it, improve it, and then optimize what you have in such a manner that you are a humane human being. And what a humane human being has is not had by a person, just a human. They call themselves human, they are one amongst the human, but don't really know what it means to have a human body. Yeah. So it's like you are a phone kind, but you are functioning like you are a paperweight. Big difference. Big difference. Now, let's appreciate what we already have. So I'm talking to people who have a human body. Yeah. And others could look at what may be possible from working with people who have a body that's human. Yeah. Now, try and bring your attention to the left and right sides of your shoulder joint. Okay. And notice the weight of your shoulder joints. Now, it would be best if you can sit on a chair, excuse me, and in such a way that your bum is comfortably seated on the chair, which means you're not sitting on the edge of the chair or so deep into the chair that your knees are at a 45-degree angle. Okay? What I mean is sit in such a manner that your back is rested on the chair back, but your knees are at a 90-degree angle and your feet are touching the ground at a 90-degree angle with your knees. Why I say that is, that puts a different kind of attention on your your bony structure. And your muscles would have a different kind of attention than if you were, say, on a recliner. Okay, and then paying attention to your shoulder joints. You could get more tired in a recliner sometimes, though it may seem like a resting position. You could get a little more tired from what your conscience has designed your body for. Okay, if you sit more upright than in a recliner, you would have better emotional regulation and a better state of being. It may seem like it's rest, but it also depends on what's the work you do through the day. Yeah, if you've been a CEO and then thinking 10 years ahead and um, signing papers where you have your signature cannot be just anyhow written, then a recliner would be a respite to sitting upright because you have to sit upright for your head to be working well enough. If you sit on a recliner, your decisions may not be as optimum as they need to be. Yeah. So on a CEO's chair, Abraham Lincoln chair, yeah, there's a statue to give you an example of what that chair is. Try and notice the weight of your shoulders. The weight of life that bears down on your shoulders speaks a lot about where you need to improve, such that you can have the shoulders of a CEO, or you're shouldering the responsibility of the CEO of your own enterprise. Okay? And what may you be doing because of which you may be functioning not as well as you need to be, or not as optimum as you need to be. I mean, you can buffoon around, excuse me, I think I'm talking to myself, but you can buffoon around, or you can, slouch and sit anyhow, because feeling the appropriate posture to shoulder the responsibility of CEO requires your muscles to be tense in a particular manner, which a reclining posture will not make available. Because the decisions that you need to make with a certain posture is not possible by any other posture. Yeah? You can sit on with a lopsided bum, or you can jiggle around and make all kinds of comments, but that's not going to do the work that needs to be done. I think I'm very well doing the job of admonishing myself. But if it's sounding resonating with you too, then we are two people who are on the way of getting better. Yeah. Or how so many people are listening to this. Ooh, talk about getting your own self behind you. Yeah. You are behind you to get you better. Yeah. Boy, dog in the bone or God in the bone. Yeah, whichever. Both have the same spellings, kind of. Yeah. It's just the tail is up or tail is down for the D or G. But all right, let's look at how is the head on this shoulder, which may or may not be comfortable about talking about responsibility, because that shoulder may be tired from what it's not doing. Okay? Because we choose to recline in a different chair versus to go through the discomfort of sitting in a particular manner. How? Okay, that's painful. But our lives are more painful because of suboptimal posture. Yeah, we're not hearing the end of this, but that's an opportunity for us to squirm. Yeah, our different levels of consciousness, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, supraconscious processes to squirm a bit. And you have two sides of your body, left and right. That's like you are doing a namaste with your own body, yeah? And the namaste may not be so evenly placed because your left and right sides may be a little lopsided, yeah? Because you're shouldering certain things from the right side of the body and shouldering different things from the left side of your body. And you're having a little lopsided namaste. So when it's all even, you are praying by not necessarily holding that namaste posture or making any sounds, because the soundness of your mind and body would be different from any other posture or any other equality. Yeah. So it's not about the wings of your head, yeah, being equal. Left and right wings, political, rational, liberal, conservative. This is your body doing a different kind of a dance. Yeah, and not equal or bisymmetrical body, but maybe a little, ew, not so complementary. Yeah, not in a namaste posture. Ooh, what in the world are we talking about? Yeah. Um, Chances are you will sleep better when you pay attention to how is the left versus right side of your body. Are they even? Are they equal? Can you feel them equally? Is your shoulders one side a little dipped than the other side? Because that's talking about how's the namaste within your own body composition. Yeah. How do you get it up? Try and pay attention to any sense of warmth in your shoulders. Yeah, because that's where the heat of the life or the head that you need to maintain upright, and on a spine in a body that's warm. It may even be warm because your blood is not boiling enough to have the thermodynamics enough for a healthier metabolism that will kick your ass from inside, such that the fire is on the way it needs to be. Maybe low flame. Yeah, very nicely low, nicely with that. Instead of having the kind of, fire in the belly, the fire in the body, metabolism, good, nice metabolism. The engine functioning by, oh, there, we're going to go one time, we're going to be living one time. To, okay, on. Yeah, the fire is on. And then when we're having a fireside chat, we're not just sitting around a fire. These are fire-fury people, but not too fair. You don't want to have a burnout, but you don't want to burn out being in a slow flame and then, ow, life was something like it lived or somehow kind of, ew, you may be living in a snow area because your heat is not sufficient enough to warm up the environment well enough for you to have a tropical and a temperate and then a tropical climate. Because a lot of people's metabolism is a little down and, oh, right, you need the living room hearth to warm you up. Yeah. And you may be drinking alcohol and subduing the fire you already have instead of drinking water and then have your vegetables, and that's a little kick-ass. Yeah. You'll be having snowy, wintry, all that cooly stuff. Yeah. Yeah, not as healthy as you could be now. Ooh, having said that, I'm also kicking myself because I think I have a little relationship with the Americas. I don't know. I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln. But we have a shoulder, no matter which area of the globe we are. And we could do with a lot more responsible CEOs. Okay, I'm talking to myself. All right. Now, on that note, I invite you to bring attention to any sense of warmth about your shoulders, the shoulder muscles. It may be uncomfortable because we spoke about the left and right sides, and we spoke about the thickness of the left side of your body versus the right side. You may be a little more light on the right side versus the left because your muscles are not thick enough for the right thing, for you to do the right thing. And you may be a little too thick to be light enough to do the left thing. Whatever's left, you need to look at whatever's left and then do the right thing by which to bring a balance on, doing the work that you need to do. Yeah. Try and feel the weight of your body, left side versus right side. If you're more enlightened on one side, light, yeah, and a little thick on the other side. Yeah. So you could do with a little more attention on why may that be so. I'm doing a little kick-ass. If you're taking notes, this may make you uncomfortable and squirm. But the more you balance the equations between the left and right, yeah, your environment would get a little more warmer and a little more, over time, temperate. And with a little more critical mass, you would have more tropical climate. Um, and other planets would have another think about thermodynamics because they are maintaining a certain distance with Earth, like family members maintaining a certain distance, because otherwise Earth is doing stuff which the others would like to know, but we are all said to be from different planets and stars, galaxies, yeah, all keeping together on the same planet. So when you become better, wherever you came from, they would have another think because they would have quantum mechanics, yeah, and then we would see life showing up in some manners, and people are looking for signs of life, so they will find something, yeah. So global warming, yeah. So it's a different thing. It's human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. That's because we've come from many, many places. The dust that makes our body is not just from the stars, but there are also universe dust and galaxy dust and what have you dust. Yeah. Because multiverse dust also. Yeah. So when you are all coming alive little by little and getting your partial differential equations together, you would see something about life showing up in different places. In the course of me facilitating health clinically and also doing this Nirbeeja Yoga stuff, people came to discover proteins in outer space. That was not known before. I don't know when did they actually find that out, but they found rocks with protein content and outer space with protein content. So something is happening in the fabric of time space, and they discovered it now. Yeah. I wonder why. Because I have had the sense that what I'm doing is enlivening life in the multiverse, and I cannot see. It's more like Kana Bona Puram Parnarikino. Yeah. Even if I tell about it, you're not going to believe it. And there was no way I could speak about it because I didn't know there was this to see. That you're going to find proteins in outer space. Yeah. I don't know what else is there to be seen, but I know something is working. Something is happening, and you are listening. And if you're going to show up as a CEO, responsible enough to have a good head on a good shoulder, that's going to be one employee who can also be an asset in the organization, different groups, communities, families, friend circles that you're a part of. Ooh, that's going to be one person. Ooh, that'd be nice. That would be still really nice. Yeah. Ooh. Now, that's like a citizen, yeah, who can vote with responsibility, but also make choices that's going to have a lot of people live, sustain, maintain health. Now, what in the world happened in the world? I don't know, but you're not going to be part of those people who did things not so very, very nice, but amongst those people who are actually making a difference that then turns things around for the better. Yeah. Every day, right? We could have more humane human beings who are having their head where they need to keep it. Okay. Try and pay attention to to your shoulder and the weight of your shoulders. And if your shoulders are close to your ears or not, because you would be more enlightened if your shoulders are not too close to your ears, because otherwise you are being a puffer fish, holding your muscles also up that your shoulders are raised up. Yeah. And you just dropping your shoulders is not going to help because you'll have to really enlighten your shoulders. And that requires paying attention to warmth, your left versus right shoulder, the weight of your left versus right shoulders, the thickness of your muscles, yeah, which would also consequently make your upper arms less having to keep it up and bulky to bear the weight of the is pufferfishness. No, pufferfishiness. Yeah, to make it till you break it. Boy, how bad is it? Yeah. Oh, fake it. It's not fake it till you make it. It's make it till you break it. Boy, that's some not so very nice way of living. Yeah, it's like strain. Ew, and getting worse. No, 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 no. Just bring attention to your shoulders and notice the weight between the left and right shoulders. You may be carrying weights, yeah, so much so that you're a pufferfish, but not carrying the weight of your life well enough that your life can be balanced between happiness and work is not something that is going to weigh you down, but actually enlightens you, has you be happy, because it's not a weight you need to carry, but something that you can carry in a way that it is light. Yeah, you're like you're carrying light, and that light enjoins you, or a joy makes you joyful. Yeah, rather than it being a burden you carry. Yeah, like the yoke. Jesus carried a yoke. Yeah. So is your life a burden that you know that you need to yoke it? Or is it something that like Sisyphus and his rock up the mountain? Yay! Yeah, it's a weight. It's a thing you need to do. And then as you can continue to climb the biblical mountains, you become a person, a better person, who can who can carry the weight of life light. That's also enlightened, but enlightened enough to carry the stuff, not as, oh my God, I got to carry this too. Yay, I get to carry this. Yeah. It's those who climb mountains, climb steps, and it just, they get to see what nobody else can, because the view from the top cannot be said by anybody who's standing on the base of the mountains. Oh my goodness. And we got lots of mountains. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is really, really good. I am talking about human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. So what is the view that I am seeing? What is the mountain that I am climbing on? You know, there's this pearl on the top of Mahameru. Yeah, that's a good, nice little reference. But nevertheless, try and pay attention to the weight on the left and right sides of your shoulder. Your upper arms, the upper portion of your upper arms, is likely to feel less burdened because your muscles can relax enough that your biceps don't have to bulk it, but have the weight enough or the strength enough to carry the life that you have. Not just weights, you know, like um, dumbbells and you carry weight. This is carrying the weight of life, and that requires your muscles to be enlightened. That's like, you know, being strong and supple. Otherwise, you're looking bulky, but are carrying a weight in a way that is not really. Uh, yeah, I know. Oh my God. Yeah, because you have to. It's a different kind of a weight. I don't know who's there in the room here right now. I don't know how are you carrying the weight of your life. You're looking good, but are you really as happy as you could be? Are you doing stuff that's consistent with your potential, with the gift, with yeah? I mean, you got lots of gifts, but okay, if that's a little too much to bear, yeah, that you have a lot of gift. Okay, you have some gifts. Okay, you have some gifts, but you may be only working on your muscles, because of which you don't have the benefits of knowing your other gifts. Okay, you have more than one gift, but you may be working only on your muscles. So mm, um, what you're doing in life, what you spend your time on through the day, may not be suitable enough for you to realize what those other gifts are. A beggar and a billionaire both have 24 hours. It's about what they do in their 24 hours. Yeah. So if you're going to look at what you spend your 24 hours in, that may give a little clue on where you could optimize a little bit. And then try and recognize what are your other gifts. For example, you could try painting. You could try writing, singing, um, gardening, landscaping, use your muscles in ways that may not be only with the gym and lifting weights. Yeah. That may give a little range of what you could do with the physique you have. Yes, you're going to the gym, but what else are you using your muscles, your time, and your efforts for? I don't know, it's about something about efforts. Okay. Nevertheless, just look at what are your options, what are your possibilities. I think there are a few, it's really a lot. You can handle with that lot. Over time, you will be able to handle with you maybe having more than one gift. Okay. Yeah, I had to just kind of suggest it. Don't go through a heart attack from me telling you that. Yeah, because if you're only lifting weight, your heart needs to be strong enough to be able to handle that you may be more worth, you may be having more good than you may have hitherto thought about. Yeah, for which writing a little, painting a little would help a little bit to melt that stuff which hasn't been able to be acknowledged, maybe by a mother, by caretakers. You may be having moments about who said or didn't say, or you're not saying it, or not letting anybody else know, but they may be all be in some way weighing in your internal heart. So you may be doing cardiovasculars, but this is a different heart. It's a little, sorry, yeah, it's a little things that you're not saying or writing or drawing, or it's a little difficult kind of workout where you may have to write stuff which you wouldn't say to anybody else, or you don't want some things for even you to know, in which case just close your eyes, take a book, yeah, if you can, and try writing without even looking. Just write. And when you feel a little tired, stop, yeah, and then don't go and read it, yeah. Visit another time, at another time when you can kind of put yourself to this task of closing your eyes and just write. Yeah. Maybe it should be a book. Otherwise, the paper may just move around all over the place. A little more thick, you can kind of write on it. And then over time, maybe also you could use, say, a OneNote. Yeah. Where you can close your eyes and type. Yeah. But the thing is, it's the motion of you actually putting out words. The spellings may not be right, they may not even be words that makes any sense, but you writing it or typing, start writing, and then over time also you could try typing. But if you get tired, stop. Yeah, visit this at another time when you will be a little more comfortable. But over time, you could come to a point where you can open your eyes, or you can look away and then still type. Yeah. But you would get a little more familiar with the typewriter at least. Yeah. Or you could write in a way that you could look one or two words, or if not, don't look at them. Yeah. But you can open your eyes and in some way write. Chances are you would write a little more legibly. But the point is, you can deal with the act of writing and stuff which you wouldn't say to anybody else, even to yourself, but it's in some way getting expressed. Some way you can do painting. Don't worry about how good it's turning out. The point is you moving your muscles and you having that thing of, I am writing stuff, or you are telling stuff which you wouldn't tell to anybody else, not even to yourself, but is in some way getting expressed. And that is the mighty thing, where it's not a small thing. It takes a little bit of courage. Sometimes could take a lot of courage. Yeah, it could give you maybe different kind of dreams or a different kind of emotional set, but you would do better over time. Yeah. And when you do your exercises, cardiovascular exercises, you're less likely to get a heart attack. Sorry, I had to say that. Okay. People do cardiovasculars, they even do rest, but they may not be doing this inside stuff. Yeah. So I'm pausing on that note because, well, the internet just cut me off, and
Thing. It's a little bit of courage. Sometimes could take a lot of courage.
I'm pausing here because the internet just went off, and see you all tomorrow. We just came on some intelligent design, some quirky action, spooky action in the distance. But I hope this has been of value to you. Good day. See you tomorrow, between 6:30 to 7 for another. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. Don't know what you're going to get. But किस्मत बनाने वाले तूने कमी ना की. अब किसको क्या मिला ये मुकद्दर की बात है. Yeah, that's like the one who, Providence. Yeah, um, the one who made fate or kismet. You did not hold back anything. You did not um, ration out stuff. Now, who got what is dependent on muqaddar. How do you say muqaddar? Translate muqaddar. Let's just say providence makes things available. But what you got depends on what's your lot. And your lot could change when you make other choices. Okay? And then it's like you being in one, taking things from one shop, and then you change where you take things from. All righty, bye bye. Bye. I will record further on another episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.